Here are 6 Stoic ways inspired by Marcus Aurelius to handle people who don't respect you. In a world filled with challenges, disrespect often ranks among the most emotionally taxing experiences. Whether it occurs in personal relationships, professional environments, or societal interactions, dealing with people who fail to show respect can test our patience, self-esteem, and emotional resilience. However, as ancient wisdom teaches us, our peace does not depend on the actions of others, but on how we respond. At the heart of this philosophy is Stoicism, an ancient Greek school of thought that emphasizes rationality, self-control, and inner peace. Marcus Aurelius, one of Stoicism's most prominent figures, embodied these principles not only as a philosopher, but also as a Roman emperor tasked with leading in tumultuous times. His meditations, written as personal reflections, have served as timeless guidance for maintaining dignity and composure in the face of adversity. The Stoic approach to disrespect is not about passive submission or aggressive retaliation. Instead, it is a practice of rising above, staying true to one's values, and cultivating an unshakable inner world. Marcus Aurelius' writings provide a roadmap for handling such situations with grace and strength. As he famously wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This essay explores 6 Stoic principles derived from Marcus Aurelius' teachings, offering practical ways to navigate the challenges of disrespect. These principles are timeless and universally applicable, empowering us to transform potential sources of anger or pain into opportunities for growth and self-mastery. Expanding further, each section should elaborate on historical anecdotes, quotes from Marcus Aurelius' meditations, psychological insights, and practical modern applications. For instance, historical anecdotes include examples of how Marcus Aurelius dealt with betrayal or criticism as an emperor. Philosophical depth analyze related ideas from other Stoics, such as Epictetus and Seneca, to enrich the discussion. Modern applications relate principles to contemporary scenarios like workplace dynamics, social media interactions, or family conflicts. Practical tips offer step-by-step strategies or exercises to embody these principles. Principle 1. Focus on your virtue, not their actions. Understanding Stoic virtue. At the heart of Stoicism lies the concept of virtue, which the Stoics defined as living in accordance with reason and nature. For Marcus Aurelius, virtue was not an abstract ideal, but a practical guide for life. It meant consistently acting in ways that reflected wisdom, justice, courage, and self-discipline, irrespective of external circumstances. When faced with disrespect, it is natural to feel anger or hurt. However, Stoicism teaches that our worth is not diminished by someone else's opinion or actions. What truly matters is our response, rooted in virtue. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, it is not what happens to you but how you react to it that matters. This principle shifts the focus from external events, over which we have little control, to our internal world, where true power resides. Disrespect as a test of character. Disrespectful behavior from others can be viewed as a test of our character, rather than a threat to our self-worth. Marcus Aurelius believed that challenges, including dealing with difficult people, provide opportunities to strengthen our virtues. He wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." By framing disrespect as a chance to practice patience, resilience, or forgiveness, we can transform negative experiences into personal growth. Instead of reacting with anger or frustration, Stoicism encourages us to ask, what virtue can I exercise in this situation? How can I act in a way that aligns with my highest self? Real-world applications of virtue. Professional context. Imagine a coworker undermines your ideas during a meeting. Instead of lashing out, you can respond calmly, focusing on presenting your points clearly and respectfully. By maintaining professionalism, you demonstrate integrity and strength. Personal relationships. In personal relationships, a friend or partner might say something hurtful. Rather than retaliating, you can choose to calmly express your feelings or let go of the remark, showing emotional maturity. Social media interactions. Social media often amplifies disrespect. Responding with dignity, or not responding at all, shows strength. As Marcus Aurelius advised, the best answer to anger is silence. Practical exercises for focusing on virtue. Pause before reacting. When confronted with disrespect, take a deep breath and pause. This moment of reflection allows you to choose a virtuous response rather than reacting impulsively. Reframe the situation. Ask yourself, what would a wise and virtuous person do? This perspective helps you detach from emotional reactions and focus on constructive behavior. Daily reflection. At the end of each day, reflect on how you handled moments of disrespect. Did you act with integrity? If not, identify how you can improve. Marcus Aurelius practiced this nightly self-review as a way to align with his principles. Meditate on control. Regularly meditate on what is within your control. Visualize disrespectful scenarios and rehearse responding with calm and virtue. This mental preparation builds resilience. The strength of virtue over validation. Seeking respect or validation from others can be a trap. Marcus Aurelius recognized this and advised against letting others' opinions sway us. I do not trouble myself to be understood by others, as long as I understand myself. By focusing on virtue, we liberate ourselves from the need for external validation. Instead of measuring our worth by how others treat us, we find fulfillment in living according to our principles. Conclusion for Principle 1. Focusing on your virtue, not their actions, is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. By committing to reason, self-discipline, and integrity, you can transcend the negativity of disrespect and turn it into a source of personal growth. Marcus Aurelius exemplified this approach as an emperor, leader, and philosopher, demonstrating that true strength lies in mastering oneself. By practicing this principle, you will not only preserve your peace, but also inspire respect through your actions, even from those who initially failed to give it. Principle 2. Practice indifference to insults. The Stoic concept of apatheia. Central to Stoic philosophy is the idea of apatheia, which translates to freedom from emotional disturbance. It does not mean indifference to life itself, but rather a disciplined state of mind where one is unaffected by external provocations, including insults. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that what hurts us is not the insult itself, but our interpretation of it. If you are pained by external things, it is not they that disturb you, but your judgment of them. And this you can erase immediately. When faced with disrespect or insults, the Stoic approach is to detach from the emotional charge they carry. Instead of reacting with anger or defensiveness, practice viewing the situation with rationality and composure. Why indifference is powerful. Disrespect often aims to provoke a reaction. By choosing not to react emotionally, you deny the offender the satisfaction of controlling your mood. This indifference demonstrates strength and maturity, making it clear that your inner peace is untouchable. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." This insight highlights the paradox of allowing others' words or actions to dictate our emotions. Practicing indifference shifts the focus back to what truly matters, our inner stability and self-respect. Disarming insults through indifference. A personal example from history. As a Roman emperor, Marcus Aurelius was undoubtedly criticized by his subjects and rivals. Instead of responding to every slight, he focused on fulfilling his duties and staying true to his principles. This approach earned him respect, even from adversaries. Modern-day application. Picture yourself in a heated argument where someone resorts to personal insults. Instead of escalating the situation, you calmly respond with neutrality or choose silence. This unexpected reaction often diffuses tension and shifts the dynamic. The psychological effect. Indifference to insults robs them of their power. When you remain composed, the offender is often left reflecting on their behavior, while you retain control over your emotions. Practical steps to cultivate indifference. Reframe insults as opinions. Recognize that an insult is merely a reflection of the other person's perspective, not an absolute truth. Ask yourself, does this insult truly define me, or does it say more about the person who said it? Develop a mantra. Use a simple phrase to remind yourself to remain calm in the face of disrespect. For example, "This does not affect my peace." Focus on the bigger picture. In moments of insult, remind yourself of your long-term goals and values. Does responding to this insult align with the person you aspire to be? Likely, it does not. Use humor. When appropriate, humor can be a powerful tool to neutralize insults. A lighthearted response not only disarms the insulter, but also demonstrates your confidence and emotional resilience. Practice silence. Sometimes the best response is no response. Silence is often more powerful than words, as it reflects control and wisdom. Marcus Aurelius emphasized the power of measured speech, writing, "Better to trip with the feet than with the tongue." Principle 3. Understand their perspective. Empathy and Stoicism. Stoicism, though often associated with emotional resilience, places great importance on understanding and compassion. Marcus Aurelius frequently reflected on the interconnectedness of humanity, urging us to consider why people act as they do. When confronted with disrespect, Stoicism advises seeking the root of the behavior rather than reacting impulsively. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. They are like this because they cannot distinguish good from evil." This perspective doesn't excuse poor behavior, but helps us see it as a product of ignorance, pain, or other internal struggles. By understanding the underlying causes of disrespect, we can respond with wisdom and compassion rather than hostility. Why understanding their perspective matters. Disrespect often reflects internal struggles. Many people act disrespectfully because of unresolved emotions, insecurities, or stress. Recognizing this allows us to depersonalize their behavior. It's not about us, it's about them. Empathy reduces emotional reactivity. When we seek to understand someone's perspective, we shift our focus from anger to curiosity. This mental reframing helps neutralize negative emotions and fosters rational responses. Building bridges, not barriers. Understanding others' perspectives can turn conflicts into opportunities for connection. Even if respect isn't immediately reciprocated, empathy lays the groundwork for better communication and mutual understanding. Marcus Aurelius on the flaws of others. Marcus Aurelius emphasized that no one is perfect, including ourselves. He advised adopting a forgiving attitude toward others' flaws, understanding that everyone is shaped by their experiences, limitations, and beliefs. He wrote, "Whenever you are about to find fault with someone, ask yourself the following question: what fault of mine most nearly resembles the one I am about to criticize?" This practice of self-reflection not only cultivates humility but also softens our judgment of others. Practical strategies for understanding others. Ask questions. When someone disrespects you, consider asking yourself, what might this person be going through? Is their behavior driven by fear, stress, or misunderstanding? How would I act if I were in their position? This exercise shifts your perspective from judgment to empathy. Observe without immediate judgment. Try to view disrespectful actions as data points rather than personal attacks. By observing objectively, you can better assess the situation and respond thoughtfully. Practice active listening. When appropriate, engage with the person to understand their perspective. Ask questions and listen without interrupting or defending yourself. Sometimes, giving others a chance to express themselves diffuses tension. Reframe the situation. Instead of viewing disrespect as an affront, see it as an opportunity to practice patience, understanding, or leadership. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this interaction? Separate the act from the person. Stoicism teaches us to separate a person's actions from their inherent worth. Recognize that disrespectful behavior does not define someone's entire character. Real-world examples of empathy in action. Workplace scenario. Imagine a colleague dismisses your ideas in a meeting. Instead of reacting defensively, you take a moment to consider their perspective. Are they under pressure? Are they trying to assert their authority? By understanding their motivations, you can respond calmly and perhaps address their concerns constructively. Family conflicts. In family disagreements, emotions often run high. If a family member speaks disrespectfully, consider the context. Are they stressed, tired, or frustrated? A calm, understanding response can de-escalate the situation and open the door to meaningful dialogue. Strangers on social media. Online interactions can be rife with disrespect. Instead of engaging in arguments, recognize that many people project their frustrations onto others in digital spaces. Responding with kindness or ignoring negativity altogether demonstrates emotional intelligence. The interconnectedness of humanity. Marcus Aurelius viewed all humans as part of a greater whole, interconnected and interdependent. He wrote, "We were born to work together like feet, hands, and eyes, like the two rows of teeth, upper and lower. To obstruct each other is unnatural. To feel anger at someone, to turn your back on them, these are obstructions. This belief in shared humanity reminds us that disrespect harms both the giver and the receiver. By responding with understanding, we not only preserve our own peace, but also contribute to a more harmonious world. Overcoming the desire for retaliation. Understanding someone's perspective does not mean condoning their behavior. Instead, it helps us move beyond the instinct to retaliate. Marcus Aurelius advised, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." By refusing to mirror disrespect, we rise above petty disputes and demonstrate strength of character. Conclusion for Principle 3. Understanding others' perspectives is a powerful way to handle disrespect with grace and wisdom. By practicing empathy and self-reflection, we transcend reactive emotions and create opportunities for growth and connection. Marcus Aurelius's teachings remind us that everyone we encounter is shaped by their unique struggles, beliefs, and experiences. When we approach disrespect with curiosity and compassion, we embody the highest ideals of Stoicism, transforming conflict into an opportunity for virtue. Principle 4. Let your actions speak louder than words. The Stoic preference for action over argument. One of Marcus Aurelius's most enduring lessons is the value of quiet strength. Stoics believe that actions grounded in virtue carry far more weight than words. When confronted with disrespect, responding through your behavior, rather than verbal retaliation, demonstrates dignity, self-control, and character. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." This principle urges us to focus on embodying our values rather than defending them through debate or confrontation. By acting with integrity, we not only protect our peace, but also set a powerful example for others. Why actions speak louder than words. 1. Actions reflect authentic strength. Words can be impulsive and easily dismissed, but consistent actions leave a lasting impression. By responding to disrespect with grace and competence, you silently command respect. 2. Avoiding escalation. Verbal arguments often escalate conflicts, while calm, deliberate actions diffuse tension. The Stoic approach of letting actions speak ensures you stay above the fray. 3. Inspiring change through example. When others see you handle disrespect with composure and dignity, it challenges their behavior more effectively than confrontation. Responding with actions in different contexts. 1. Professional settings. Suppose a colleague undermines you during a meeting. Instead of retaliating, focus on excelling in your work. Delivering exceptional results and maintaining professionalism will earn respect over time, regardless of initial behavior. 2. Personal relationships. In conflicts with friends or family, actions like showing patience, kindness, or maintaining boundaries communicate your values more effectively than heated arguments. 3. Public or social situations. When faced with public disrespect, responding calmly and continuing to act respectfully demonstrates confidence and self-respect. This approach often disarms the aggressor while garnering admiration from observers. Building a reputation of integrity. Marcus Aurelius believed that living according to one's principles builds a reputation that cannot be tarnished by others' opinions or actions. He wrote, "If someone can prove me wrong and show me my mistake, I will gladly change. For I seek the truth, which never harmed anyone. It is the person who continues in their self-deception and ignorance who is harmed." By prioritizing truth and virtue over ego, you cultivate a reputation that speaks for itself. Even those who disrespect you cannot deny the consistency of your character. Practical steps to let actions speak. 1. Maintain consistency. Consistency in behavior, especially under pressure, builds credibility. Ensure your actions align with your principles, regardless of others' provocations. 2. Excel in your efforts. Channel any frustration from disrespect into improving yourself. Excellence in your work or personal endeavors is a silent yet powerful response. 3. Set clear boundaries. While Stoicism emphasizes patience and understanding, it also values self-respect. If someone's disrespect persists, calmly establish boundaries through your actions. For example, reduce interactions or avoid unnecessary engagement. 4. Practice nonverbal communication. Sometimes, a calm demeanor, steady eye contact, or walking away from a heated situation conveys more than words ever could. Nonverbal cues demonstrate control and strength. 5. Use silence wisely. Silence can be a powerful tool. By refusing to engage in arguments, you signal that you value your peace over unnecessary confrontation, turning disrespect into opportunity. Marcus Aurelius viewed challenges, including disrespect, as opportunities to practice virtue. He advised, begin each day by telling yourself, today I shall meet with interference, ingratitude, insolence, disloyalty, ill will, and real-life examples of Stoic action. Historical context. Marcus Aurelius, as a Roman emperor, faced countless criticisms and betrayals. Rather than retaliating against every slight, he focused on governing wisely, ensuring his legacy was defined by his actions rather than his responses to detractors. Modern example. A leader in the workplace might face unfair criticism from team members. Instead of engaging in disputes, they focus on leading with clarity, fairness, and results. Over time, their actions earn the team's trust and respect. Conclusion for Principle 4. Letting your actions speak louder than words is a timeless Stoic principle that demonstrates strength, self-discipline, and integrity. Marcus Aurelius exemplified this approach, showing that consistent, virtuous behavior silences criticism more effectively than any argument. By focusing on actions rather than reactions, you rise above pettiness and command respect through your deeds. This principle not only protects your peace, but also leaves a lasting impact on those around you. Principle 5. Practice forgiveness and let go of grudges. The Stoic approach to forgiveness. Forgiveness in Stoic philosophy is not about condoning harmful behavior, but about freeing oneself from the emotional burden of anger and resentment. Marcus Aurelius emphasized the importance of understanding others' actions, focusing on their ignorance or misguided intentions, rather than harboring grudges. He wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." This insight reflects the Stoic belief that holding on to anger or seeking revenge only perpetuates harm, primarily to ourselves. True strength lies in letting go and continuing to act in alignment with virtue. Why forgiveness matters. Emotional freedom. Resentment traps us in a cycle of negativity, while forgiveness liberates our minds and restores inner peace. Breaking the cycle of conflict. Harboring grudges often leads to retaliation, creating a never-ending loop of hostility. Forgiveness breaks this cycle, fostering harmony. Reflecting strength and wisdom. Forgiving someone who disrespects you demonstrates emotional maturity and self-control, traits admired in both Stoicism and modern life. Marcus Aurelius on forgiveness and perspective. Marcus Aurelius urged us to see others' flaws as part of the human condition. He wrote, "When you have done well and another has been harmed by it, why do you feel pity, as though there were a conflict between the two?" This statement reminds us that others' disrespect often stems from misunderstanding, envy, or personal struggles. By recognizing this, we can respond with compassion rather than anger. Practical steps to practice forgiveness. Understand the offender's motivations. Reflect on why the person acted disrespectfully. Are they under stress? Are they struggling with insecurities? Understanding their perspective can reduce feelings of anger. Focus on the bigger picture. Ask yourself, will this situation matter in a year, in 5 years? Often the answer is no. Viewing conflicts in the context of your broader life helps minimize their emotional impact. Reframe the situation. Consider disrespect as an opportunity to practice patience and virtue. Instead of dwelling on the offense, focus on your growth. Release the desire for revenge. Revenge might feel satisfying in the moment, but often leads to regret or further conflict. By letting go of this desire, you preserve your peace and dignity. Practice self-forgiveness. Forgiving yourself for any perceived missteps in the situation is equally important. Acknowledge your emotions without judgment and commit to handling future conflicts with greater wisdom. The role of compassion in forgiveness. Compassion is a cornerstone of Stoic forgiveness. Marcus Aurelius advised, whenever someone has done wrong by you, immediately consider what notion of good or evil they have. For when you see this, you will pity them, and you will neither feel surprise nor anger. By replacing anger with pity or understanding, we transform our emotional response and free ourselves from resentment. Overcoming common barriers to forgiveness. Fear of appearing weak. Forgiveness is often misunderstood as a sign of weakness. In reality, it requires immense strength and courage to let go of grudges. Ego and pride. The ego resists forgiveness, clinging to the idea that we are justified in our anger. Recognizing this resistance and choosing humility is a key Stoic practice. Misunderstanding forgiveness. Forgiving someone does not mean excusing their behavior or allowing them to continue disrespecting you. It means releasing your emotional burden while maintaining appropriate boundaries. Examples of forgiveness in action. Historical example. Marcus Aurelius himself faced betrayal during his reign, including conspiracies against his life. Rather than seeking vengeance, he often chose mercy, focusing on maintaining the stability of the empire and demonstrating his moral strength. Everyday application. Imagine a friend speaks harshly to you in a moment of anger. Instead of holding a grudge, you acknowledge their stress and choose to address the issue calmly. This approach not only preserves the relationship but also demonstrates your emotional intelligence. Benefits of letting go of grudges. Improved mental health. Forgiveness reduces stress, anxiety, and depression, contributing to overall emotional well-being. Stronger relationships. By forgiving others, you foster trust and openness, strengthening personal and professional connections. Greater inner peace. Letting go of resentment creates space for positivity and gratitude, enhancing your quality of life. Stoic exercises for forgiveness. Daily reflection. At the end of each day, reflect on any instances of conflict or disrespect. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? How can I respond more virtuously next time? Negative visualization. Visualize the potential consequences of holding on to anger, a strained relationship, wasted energy, or lingering unhappiness. This exercise reinforces the benefits of forgiveness. Journaling. Write about your feelings of anger or resentment, then explore ways to reframe the situation and let go. Journaling can provide clarity and emotional release. Forgiveness as a path to virtue. Forgiveness aligns with the Stoic goal of living virtuously. By releasing grudges, you demonstrate courage, wisdom, and temperance, key pillars of Stoicism. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Kindness is invincible, provided it's sincere, not fawning or pretense." What can even the most malicious person do if you keep showing kindness? This perspective highlights the transformative power of forgiveness, both for ourselves and for those who wrong us. Conclusion for Principle 5. Practicing forgiveness and letting go of grudges is a liberating and empowering Stoic practice. Marcus Aurelius teaches us that anger and resentment only harm the person holding them, while forgiveness restores peace and clarity. By approaching disrespect with compassion and understanding, we transcend reactive emotions and embody the strength of character that Stoicism champions. In doing so, we not only protect our own well-being but also inspire others to rise above negativity. Principle 6. Focus on your growth, not their opinions. Stoicism and the value of self-mastery. Central to Stoicism is the belief that our primary focus should be on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and growth, while letting go of what we cannot, such as others' opinions or behavior. Marcus Aurelius reinforced this in his Meditations. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. When dealing with disrespect, the Stoic approach is to shift your attention inward. Instead of dwelling on the disrespect or trying to change others' perceptions, focus on improving yourself and living according to your values. This practice builds resilience and self-confidence, allowing you to thrive regardless of external circumstances. Why focusing on your growth is essential: liberation from external validation. Constantly seeking approval or respect from others places your happiness in their hands. By prioritizing self-growth, you regain control over your sense of worth. Building inner strength. Personal growth fosters self-assurance, reducing the impact of negative opinions. When you are confident in your values and abilities, external disrespect loses its power. Living a virtuous life. Stoicism teaches that a fulfilling life is achieved by pursuing virtue, wisdom, courage, temperance, and justice. Focusing on personal growth ensures alignment with these principles, regardless of others' behavior. Marcus Aurelius on growth amid challenges. Marcus Aurelius encouraged using adversity, including disrespect, as an opportunity for self-improvement. He wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Disrespect can be seen as a challenge that sharpens your virtues. Wisdom. Learning from the situation without being consumed by it. Courage, standing firm in your values despite criticism. Temperance, responding with composure and restraint. Justice, treating others fairly even when they act unfairly. Practical strategies to focus on growth. Set personal goals. Define areas where you want to grow, whether professionally, intellectually, or emotionally. Channel your energy into achieving these goals instead of reacting to others' opinions. Reflect on your values. Regularly revisit your core principles and ensure your actions align with them. When your life reflects your values, external judgments become irrelevant. Develop emotional resilience. Practice mindfulness, meditation, or journaling to strengthen your ability to stay calm and centered in the face of disrespect. Learn from criticism. While not all disrespectful behavior is constructive, some criticism may contain valuable feedback. Distinguish between useful insights and mere negativity, and use the former to improve yourself. Celebrate your progress. Acknowledge your growth, no matter how small. Recognizing your achievements reinforces your focus on self-improvement rather than external validation. Turning away from negative opinions. Marcus Aurelius advised against giving weight to others' opinions, particularly those who lack understanding or virtue. He wrote, "We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." This tendency to prioritize others' judgments over our own wisdom can lead to unnecessary suffering. The Stoic remedy is to trust your inner compass and act according to your reasoned judgment, not the shifting opinions of others. Real-life applications of focusing on growth. Professional environment. If a colleague disrespects you, focus on excelling in your role rather than trying to win their approval. Your competence and professionalism will speak louder than any confrontation. Personal relationships. In relationships, respect is earned through consistent actions. Instead of reacting to a lack of respect, invest in becoming a better communicator, listener, or supporter. Public criticism. Whether in person or online, criticism can be harsh. By focusing on personal growth and ignoring baseless negativity, you demonstrate strength and integrity. The long-term benefits of self-focus. Greater emotional stability. Focusing on your growth reduces the emotional impact of others' opinions, fostering inner peace. Increased confidence. As you achieve personal milestones, your self-esteem grows, making external disrespect less significant. Inspiring others. By prioritizing your growth, you set an example for those around you. Others may be inspired by your focus and resilience. Stoic exercises for personal growth. Daily Stoic journaling. Begin or end each day by reflecting on your actions and growth. Write about how you handled challenges and how you can improve. Negative visualization. Imagine losing the respect or approval of others. How would this affect you? By contemplating such scenarios, you build resilience and remind yourself that your self-worth is not tied to others' opinions. Regular self-assessment. Periodically evaluate your progress toward your goals. Are you growing in wisdom, courage, temperance, and justice? Use this assessment to refine your focus. Affirmation of control. Repeat this mantra when faced with disrespect. I control my actions and my growth. Others' opinions are theirs to keep. Marcus Aurelius on the power of inner focus. In his meditations, Marcus Aurelius frequently reminded himself of the importance of inner focus. Look well into thyself. There is a source of strength which will always spring up if thou wilt always look. This statement encapsulates the Stoic belief that true strength comes from within. By focusing on your growth, you cultivate an unshakable foundation that no external force can disrupt. Conclusion for Principle 6. Focusing on your growth rather than others' opinions is one of the most empowering lessons of Stoicism. Marcus Aurelius teaches us that true respect comes from living according to our values, not from seeking validation. By dedicating yourself to self-improvement, you rise above disrespect and demonstrate resilience, wisdom, and strength. This focus not only protects your peace, but also ensures a life of purpose and fulfillment. Conclusion. The Marcus Aurelius way to handle disrespect. The 6 Stoic principles: remaining calm, accepting reality, understanding others' perspectives, letting actions speak, practicing forgiveness, and focusing on personal growth, offer a comprehensive approach to handling disrespect. Marcus Aurelius's teachings remind us that true strength lies in mastering ourselves, not controlling others. Disrespect is inevitable, but by embodying these principles, you transform it into an opportunity for growth. You remain true to your values, maintain your peace, and inspire others through your resilience and dignity. As Marcus Aurelius said, do not waste the remainder of your life in thoughts about others when you do not refer to some aspect of the common good. For you lose the opportunity of doing something else when you have such thoughts. Let disrespect remind you of your commitment to virtue and growth, and you will navigate life with grace, wisdom, and strength.